This is a delicious breakfast or brunch item that's loosely based on the Georgian cheese bread classic Khachapuri, except you make this in just a couple of minutes, plus the time it takes in the oven, of course. This is a great hearty meal that costs almost nothing and your whole family is sure to love.
The ingredients for the mixture that goes on top couldn't be easier. We've got chopped up onions, the cheese, and sour cream or smetana. Smetana is better, of course, but you probably can't get that. Now the cheese is supposed to be a mixture of mozzarella and Pita. That's okay, you can use that. I'm using a Russian cheese called Kostomskoy, which is kind of like Monterey Jack cheese. I like this better, but suit yourself. By the way, that was 40 grams of onion, 80 grams of cheese, and a real healthy dollop of sour cream, somewhere between 1 and 2 tablespoons of sour cream, or smetana really. And then you just kind of mix this around until it's a paste. Let's spin it a minute or so here, and it'll turn into kind of a pasty goop. That's what we're going to use. I take a piece of pita bread, put a knife in, carefully, especially carefully not to go up and into your fingers. Be 2 halves, and there we go. Now, if you get a little crack like this, it won't make any difference because that paste is going to seal right over the top of it again. So now we've got 2 sides like this. We're gonna oil the bottom before it goes onto the tray. You flip them over, and on the back side, you brush them with some olive oil. Well, you can use other oil. Olive oil is a good choice here. Then you put it on a sheet like this, and divide out your mixture. So you've got enough for 2 of them, like this. And this is what you want to end up with, a couple of rings like this. Then crack the eggs into a cup first, so that there's no chance you screw one up by breaking the yolk after you went through all the trouble of making this. And you put another egg in over here. Okay. Give you a close-up here as to what it looks like after 10 minutes, 240 degrees.
If you want to understand, really understand, what goes on in the chemistry of cooking, Volume 3 is what you've been waiting for. Sure, I've included detailed printed recipes for everything on YouTube during the last few months, as well as quite a few additional recipes, but there are several other important features here. First, it's a direct continuation of some of the topics from Volume 2, with more details and answers to questions I've received from viewers, answers that I couldn't provide in the comments section because they require diagrams and charts to explain. Second, this is the only book of its kind to provide a fundamental and scientifically accurate introduction to organoleptic chemistry. That's the molecular science of flavors and how they're developed in cooking with different methods of time, temperature, the combination of ingredients, the pH, and other factors that influence the outcome. This is an extensive explanation of the browning of foods, and I don't just mean the Maillard reaction. Everyone knows about that by now. This is another whole level of understanding. But more important of all, this book introduces a novel method of making the sort of addictive flavor additives used by commercial food manufacturers, only using natural foods instead of bottles of chemicals. All you need is basic kitchen equipment and a digital thermometer to enter into this whole new world of cooking you've never seen before. If you want to know more about my adventures as a chef around the world and have some great laughs along the way, be sure to check out the video tour of my book, 40 Years in One Night. It's up on YouTube right now. Click the link. Also look for my cocktail book, Cocktails of the South Pacific and Beyond, Advanced Mixology, available through Amazon online.